Afternoon all. I hope everyone is doing well and everyone is still safe and keeping healthy and happy. Time for a little bit of lunchtime yoga and stretch. So what we will do is do a leg combination. So the first kind of section of the class will be a leg combo, so a little bit stronger. As with everything, go with what feels good. If it doesn't feel comfortable, pick a variation. I'll give you some variations that feel a little bit easier. Go as low as you want, rest when you need to. The second and third sections of the class will be a little bit easier, a little bit more stretch based, a bit more relaxing. So the first section will be a bit stronger, leg work, and then we'll take it down onto the mat and have a good old stretch. So let's just make sure you've got comfortable clothing and a little bit of space to move, and we will get going. Okay, let's go, folks. So we're going to start today stood in the center of your mat because we're going to be stepping our legs wide in a mo. So before we do, let's just have a little bit of a work through the ankles. So maybe just come up onto the balls of your feet a couple of times. Just lift and lower through those heels and then relax your feet into the floor. Try and feel that balance between right and left sides. Start to soften your knees a little. Tuck your tailbone gently underneath you and then start to lift up and lengthen through your chest, your chin and the crown of your head. Relax those shoulders back and down, nice and low. So nice big gap between shoulders and ears. Sink that chin down and just take a breath or two. Just take a moment to kind of just make yourself aware of your body and your space. And then just bring that head on up. Take a peek over the right side, keeping those shoulders nice and low and soft. Come back through the center, a bit of a peek over that left one. And then let's come back to center. Heavy right ear goes down, nice and heavy. And then just come on up through the center, little pendulum through, left ear down, nice and low. And then if you come on up, drop your chin down into your chest again. And then just let that head roll a little bit left and right. Maybe starting off nice and small. You might hear a little bit of crunching and grinding. But as long as it's not painful, that's nothing to worry about. And then just bring that head back up on top. Take a lovely big inhale all the way up to the top. So we take an inhale breath and then exhale on your way down. And again, inhale on up. Have a look up to those fingertips, bringing in a tiny little back bend. And then exhale down. 2 more of those. Take your time. Lovely big inhale. And then exhale down. Just do 1 more of those. So we'll inhale on up. And then if you exhale on down, and when you get to the bottom, start to roll your spine down. So if we let the chin come down first, followed by the head, shoulders, upper back, mid-spine, lower back, and just hang out for a second. Shoulders can have a little shuffle. And then start to bend through your knees a bit more and work that spine up one section at a time until you get all the way to the top. Nice big inhale breath again. And then exhale down. So you're going to do that again. So when those hands come back down to your side, let your head come down, and then everything is rolling. Nice, heavy arms, heavy head. Take your time with it, no rush. Pause. And then bending your knees a bit, start And then take your arms all the way to the top for one final big inhale breath. And then exhale all the way down. Lovely. So let's take a wide step. So if you step out across your mat or across your floor space, and we're going to have those toes pointing out towards the corners of your mat or out to about 45 degrees. So 5-pointed star. Shoulders, stack them above your hips and just take the arms out to horizontal. Keep drawing your shoulder blades back down towards your pelvis. Inhale breath, and as you exhale, take a rotation to your right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to your left side. Inhale back to center. Do one more to either side, so see if you can twist on the exhale. Return to center on the inhale. One more over to that left side. And then come back to center. Relax your arms down for a moment. We're going to come up with the arms. And we're going to be folding those hands down to the floor in front of us. So if you imagine that you're pushing your hips back, your pelvis starts to tilt forward, soften your knees a little, and then just gently come down with those fingertips. I normally find I need to adjust my feet a little bit to get comfy. So if you need to just have a little wiggle, have a little wiggle. Let your head relax, maybe those elbows bend a little bit more, maybe the hands flatten. And then we come up to fingertips. You're going to bend your knees a bit more, push through the soles of your feet, come up into Goddess, and just take prayer with those hands. A little bit of pressure through your palms so you can feel those chest muscles activate. And just pause there. Remember, you've got that big bowling ball in your pelvis that's just drawing you down towards the floor, so it's keeping you grounded. Next, inhale breath. Take those arms on up to the top. Let's release with the arms. And then take prayer one more time. A little bit of pressure through your palms, feel your chest muscles activate. And then this time, take those hands on up, straighten the legs, and then just exhale them down. So we're going to turn to a left side warrior two. So we're going to go left so it's a bit easier for you to see what I'm doing first. So if you spin the right toes so that they face into the long end, spin the left toes so that they face into that short end, and then again just drop down. Remember that big bowling ball that's drawing you down towards that mat? And take your warrior two. Gazing out towards those left fingertips if you're happy to. And then a little bit of a flow here. I want your left hand to come down, and I want your right arm to come up in a lovely side extension. And then imagine you're doing a little cartwheel. Right hand finds hamstring, and your left arm comes up, opens up the left side of your waist, and then we come down again. So left hand lands, right arm reaches over, and a little cartwheel from the waist. Back you go. Lovely. Let's do that twice more. So now you're going to come to your forearm. So we go a little bit lower. Back you go. Staying grounded through those feet. Open up that left side of your rib cage. One more time. Let's come down. So onto that forearm. Get a little bit lower. And a lovely sweep on back. Find your hamstring. Lifting and lengthening. And then into your warrior two, so horizontal arms, looking out to fingertips, maybe seeing if we can get a little bit more depth. You're going to hold it there for 2 more breaths. And then let's push on up, arms come up, straighten the leg a little, and then just relax your arms down. We're going to take those feet and turn them back into your 5-pointed star. So both of your toes are pointing out towards that mat. Inhale, breath up. We're going over again into that lovely deep forwards fold. So imagine you've got a little bit of a leapfrog back here. You're pushing the hips back. Let the fingertips come down. Keep the knees a little soft. And just adjust if you need to. Have a little wiggle in to get comfy. Relax. And then if you bend those knees, come up onto your fingertip steeples. And then we push through the soles of the foot. Up you come, goddess. Check your stacking of your shoulders over your hips. Pull up my pants. And just remember that pelvis has that big old bowling ball in it, drawing you down to the floor. A little bit of pressure between your palms. Keep those pec muscles active. Inhale, come up. Keep that lovely big squat in the legs. So down you come. Find goddess one more time. See if you can get a little bit more depth. So this time we're going to straighten the legs as we come on up. So if we come on up with those arms and those legs, relax them down. And let's prepare for warrior two to the right. So we bring the left toes into the long side, right toes into the short side of the mat. Find your lunge into that right leg. Check that those shoulders and hips are stacked still, and look out to those right fingertips. Let's take that little cartwheel again. So right hand down, left hand up and over, really lengthen, and then a little cartwheel through from the waist. Find your hamstring, baby back bend. And then we're coming down, so hand again finds the front of your thigh. Lovely side extension. Cartwheeling back, find that hamstring. Up we go. So twice more, coming down onto forearm this time if you like. Really opening up through the torso in both directions. Just one more time here. Keep those legs lovely and strong. Over. And then again, back we go. Lovely. Pause. And your warrior two. See if you can get a tiny bit more depth. And the arms are coming on up. Straighten through those legs. And then release the arms. Last time here, take those toes out towards the sides, the corners of your mat. Up you go with the arms. And exhale, so soften the knees. Over you go, forward fold. And this time you're going to walk your fingertips towards your heels. And just pause there. And if you just walk your hands forwards a little bit and pop them flat if you can, we're going to walk or jump the feet together. So you choose. And we're going to roll all the way up. So we want to take that spine back to neutral before we change posture. So let's pop those heels to the floor. Let the tailbone start to lengthen. And if you roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time, really big, inhale up, lovely, and exhale all the way down, beautiful. Okay, lovely. So let's pop ourselves to the short end of our mat, and we're going to be coming straight down onto hands and knees, but let's take that lovely roll of the spine to get down there again. So re-establish that balance, right and left. Take that lovely big inhale. Really taking a full breath of air. Exhale down. So the next one will start to take that spine down. Big inhale. And then exhale. When your hands get down to your sides, start to let that head come down and start to roll all the way down. pause right there. Take a moment. Come down to your fingertips and onto your hands and your knees. Oh, so let's get comfy. Balance yourself up, untuck those toes. Arch yourself up. Let's go through cat and cow. Awesome, love cat and cow. So let's start to tuck that pelvis, push down into the floor, lifting up between the shoulders, and then down you go. Let the pelvis roll, wave through the spine, let the head come up. Start to roll through from the pelvis, let the head drop, and then exhale down. So see if we can incorporate that breath now. Feel all that mobility through the spinal column. And again, come on up, 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 up. And then the last one, come through down into your cow. And then into a nice flat back. Take your left hand, raise it up, underneath you go. Keep pushing those fingertips away. And if you're happy to let your shoulders and your head come down, pause, threading that needle. Little push with your right hand. So we're going to thread again, but this time I want you to stretch up with your left side. My left shoulder doesn't reach very far, but then we're going to thread all the way through, but you're not going to rest. And again, then push up through your right palm. Just let that left arm extend as far as it wants to, which for me is not so far. Come on, underneath. So the next time we pass through, we're going to rest. So let's come up, up, up. So open up. And then this time we're going to rest down on the floor. See if you can stretch through that little bit further. And then down you go if you're happy there. And then if you have a little push on up to the center. And then let's just pause there for a second. We're going to sit back into child's pose, but before you do, I want you to imagine you've got a tail and you're just wagging that tail from side to side. So just flexing through that lower section of your spine. So just wag that tail a little. And then if you just bring that tail back to center and take a sit back. So let's have a little bit of a relax. Oh, stretch away. Head comes down. And then if you come up, up, up. So into that nice square box position again. So your right hand's going to thread that needle. And we're just going to rest there to start with. So if you send the right one away, keep stretching through. And then down you go. And then take a push up through your left palm. You're going to open out your right side just as far as it wants to go. So I can go far high with my right side than I can with my left. So you just go as far as your body wants to give you. We're going to thread through, but we're not going to rest. Come on through, open up. And then thread through. We're going to do it one more time. And we're going to rest on that final rep. So let's come through. Open up, and this time you're going to rest. So through you go. Oh, shoulder down, head down. Lovely. Rest. Little push on up. Ease yourself back onto all fours. Get that tail, give it a wag. So just get that lumbar spine articulating side to side. And then back you go into your child's pose. So sit that weight back, stretch away. So lovely long reach. And then I want you to keep your fingertips stretched as far forwards as you can. And as you come up onto your hands and knees, I want you to allow your belly to drop into cow. So let your belly drop, let your pelvis tip, let your shoulders and your head come up. Start to roll back into your cat stretch as you sit back onto your heels. Coming up, hands and knees. We let the belly and the chest drop down into that cow. So we've added a little bit of movement, a bit of flow to the cat-cow. So let's just do that one more time here. So come on up. Pelvis forward, belly drops, chest drops. Feel the shoulders push up. And then arching up, little tuck of the pelvis back. You go one more time. Take your hands back to your feet. Floppy shoulders. And then start to curl your way all the way up to the top. Let's do a little time check there. Lovely. So if you come all the way up, 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 up. And then just relax those shoulders on top. Lovely. So we're going to finish seated today. So let's pop yourselves into a nice comfortable position. I'll go in the middle of my mat so that everyone can see what we're up to. And just find your most comfortable position. And we're going to be taking both legs out in front of us to start with. So take your time to have maybe a play through those thighs. You can always, if sitting with your legs out isn't particularly comfortable, so try propping up on a cushion just under your seat bones and see if that helps giving you a little bit of height. You might find if the hamstrings are a bit tight, then sitting like this is not so comfy. But let's take that right leg, hop it on over your left, give it a little hug nice and close. And now your choices here, keeping the left leg out straight or tucking it away underneath you. So as long as you can feel your seat bones flat on the floor and you can sit up nice and tall, then we're good. If you tuck the leg and it pushes you out to the side, then stay with that left leg out straight. So this left arm comes around, take your left elbow and just use it to anchor the stretch with a little stop sign, a little half cactus on the outside of that knee. And your right hand is your scaffolding, so that keeps the spine nice and tall. And then if we come all the way back to center, we need to unhook those legs. So we'll unhook the legs, start with them out straight, give those quads a little bit of a release, lovely and tall with the spine. Take that left one on over, and if you think you're going to take the right one away, let's pop it away now. So feeling both those seat bones on the floor, spine is still strong. So round you come with your right elbow, make sure a little stop sign or half cactus, and we use that elbow as an anchor on the outside of that thigh. And your left arm is like scaffolding, so it helps to keep the spine from collapsing, keeps it nice and tall. And then if we come back to center, and you're going to pop your legs as you like them. So as you're most comfortable, cross-legged, in front, kneeling, in a V shape, doesn't matter too much, as long as you're comfortable and your spine is long. We're going to take those arms up above your head, and then I want you to bring them down into lovely wide aeroplane arms. Inhale breath, I want you to exhale, roll forwards. Imagine that roll starting at the base of your spine, working all the way up to your head. Inhale, open back. So imagine it's like a baby cat and cow here. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Sweep forwards, maybe the backs of the hands come together. And then opening up. Shoulders are lovely and low. So let's do that twice more. See how much movement you can create in that spinal column. So see if you start to feel like you're creating a little bit more movement with each rep. So last one here. And then open all the way back out again. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Drop your right hand. Left one is over. Lovely lengthen. So really lengthening out of your left hip. Little cartwheel, over you go. Lengthening right up out of that right hip this time. Oh, feels so good. And then if you come back to your aeroplane arms, and then just twice more, work through that cat and cow. So roll forwards, let the backs of the hands come together. And then open up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, so pinch them back. One more time, rolling out, opening back. This time let's land your left arm first. So land left, lengthen right. Oh, nice. And then over you go, little cartwheel through, land, pause. And then just bring both of your arms down to your sides. Relax those shoulders. Take a lovely big inhale, breath in. And then just exhale all the way down. So I want you to inhale in again all the way up. I want you to think light. So lifting, lifting, everything feels light. And then as you exhale, I want those shoulders to feel nice and heavy. Drawing down. Take your hands together at the top of this one. Bring them together so that we can bring the hands down to your heart. Shoulders are low. And we can finish our session there. So take a little bow forwards. And namaste. Well done, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. I feel a bit more centered after that little session, so that feels good. I found the last couple of days a little bit tough actually, so but that's okay too. It's okay to not feel 100% every day. So any questions, as always, feel free to leave a little comment on this video and I'll drop you my email address, and if you want anything explained in a little bit more detail, or you've got some specific questions to ask about how you can keep your health and fitness going at home, I'd be more than happy to chat. But otherwise, happy Monday, have a fantastic afternoon, and thank you for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you soon. See you later, guys. Bye bye.